Hi, Katie here from Align and Advance. Um, in last week's podcast and vlog, well, in most of the things that I do, I talk about breathing and its benefits, which just sounds ridiculous, really. But I wanted to go into the science behind it a little bit more. I won't bore you with a whole science lesson, but I just wanted to say why I am always going on about breathing um, with regards to being nervous around horses or riding. Um, so I'm just going to talk about why breathing calms the nervous system and how that helps you when you are in a situation where you're feeling nervous about riding. So when we're anxious before riding, our sympathetic nervous system has kicked in. So that's what you will probably more commonly hear of as fight or flight, not flight or fright. Anyway, fight or flight. So it's kicked in, your heart rate tends to rise, you tend to get tense. I get a really tense jaw. Your muscles can tense, your breathing becomes shallow, and you just start to feel terrible, really. Your body thinks that you're really in danger, even if you haven't got on the horse yet, and even if you're just really not in a dangerous situation. And let's hope you're not. I mean, you shouldn't be getting on the horse if you're in a dangerous situation. Um, but your body thinks you're about to die, so it's protecting you. Um, when you start to take long, slow, measured breaths, that calms your nervous system and it activates the parasympathetic nervous system. So, this is more what you would hear described as the rest and digest mode. Um, your body then starts to realize that you are safe. So you're telling it that, yeah, what I am safe, we're not going to die. It's okay. And yeah, that's the mode that you want to be in when you're starting to ride. So this is why I always talk about, if you feel nervous just before you get onto the horse, then just give yourself a few minutes, because we're all really guilty. Well, I'm guilty of rushing. I rush all the time. Terrible. Um, if I've got a little bit of time, I will fill it with some nonsense. Anyway, so we're all quite guilty of kind of getting to the yard or getting to the show and thinking, right, I've got to go, go, go. Come on, I need to be in the warm up. I need to be in my class time is now, or I need to get into the arena because so and so wants to ride. Um, we can give ourselves 1 minute, like we can and we should, if we're feeling nervous, just to take a moment with your horse, um, and breathe slowly and correctly. And it will just really, really help you. So a good exercise is to, if you're wearing gloves, take off your glove, put your hand on your horse's neck. So if you're on the yard, then you can do this in your stable or wherever they're tied up, or even just out in the arena. But some people feel a little bit self-conscious doing it out there. Take your glove off, put your hand on your horse's neck, somewhere where your horse is usually calm, because them fidgeting around really like knocks you off your flow of trying to be all zen. So somewhere where they're calm, or if you're at a show and you're about to do this, then get someone else to hold the horse while you do it, and then just gently stroke their neck. Really concentrate on the feel of their lovely fur. They're so gorgeous, aren't they? The feel of their lovely fur, and take your time to just kind of relax your eyes and breathe. Um, so breathe in for 4, hold for 4, and then breathe out for 6. And try and do this as many times as you can until you feel the butterflies and the tenseness around wherever you feel tense, your shoulders, your jaw, or wherever, calming down. and just feel yourself softening. So in for 4, hold for 4, breathe out for 6. If I'm doing this just before I go into the arena, then I don't take my glove off and put my hand on my horse's neck, because normally they're fidgeting about a bit. But I first started doing this as a kid, actually, and I don't know where I learned it. I'm really not sure. I wasn't really counting with the breaths, but I used to take a really deep breath in and then take a really, as long as I could, breath out, and imagine like the butterflies flying out of my stomach. And as the butterflies flew out, I was just imagining that then I just felt all calm and peaceful. So you can do that just before you enter the show ring as well. It's a really good exercise. So how does it work scientifically? So vagus nerve stimulation. So your vagus nerve runs from your brain down your chest into your abdomen. Slow, deep breaths stimulate your vagus nerve, and that helps to lower like your blood pressure, calm your heart rate down, and then it just helps your body start to shift out of fight or flight. So that vagus nerve is like really, really important. Also, CO2 regulation. So actually, the fact that you need oxygen in your bloodstream. So fast, shallow breathing isn't very good for getting the right amount of oxygen around your body. So if you can do long, slow breaths, then your body has got much more chance of taking in the right amount of oxygen that it needs to function properly. There's also heart rate variability, so HRV. So longer exhales increase HRV. So the small variations between your heartbeats. Your heartbeat is a really strong indicator of how you're feeling, isn't it? I don't know about you, but when I get cross, so if I'm in the car and someone cuts me up and I'm just like, oh, you're so annoying, like my heart rate like changes slightly. Or if I'm worried about something, I feel like my heart's fluttering a little bit. If I'm going to speak to someone about something that I've been nervous about, my heart rate goes up. So just to kind of try and lower that heart rate back to your normal rate, then obviously that's really, really important. And then there's just the mind-body connection. So focusing on your breath just grounds you in the present moment instead of worrying about the future and something that probably won't happen. So if you are focusing on that breath, so say just before you enter the show ring, you might be thinking, oh my God, like what if he does this? What if they do that? What if, say it's a show, what about in the extended canter, if all of a sudden I go flying off around the arena? Yeah, that's happened to me. Instead of worrying about what might not happen, you're concentrating on those breaths and doing the counting. It just is taking your mind off of it, basically. So that has nothing to do with actually inside of your body. It's like the mindset aspect of it. So it just reduces the mental spiral of the what ifs, just giving you something else to focus on, because your mind can't worry about two things at once. So if you give it something nice to focus on, then it can't focus on the horrible thing. Okay, so if you're thinking about the breath, although you might get cross because your breaths aren't coming as easily, first of all, because when you have entered fight or flight, it is quite hard to regulate your breathing. But if you're sort of more concentrating on that, then you're not concentrating on the what ifs of the disasters that might strike you as you ride. So basically, in rider terms, just taking slow breaths just tells you and your horse that everything's okay, because oftentimes once you start this breathing pattern, your horse will start to mirror you slightly as well, and just as you relax, the horse will start to feel you relax, and we'll just say, oh, okay, then she's starting to freak out, but everything is okay. So I hope that explains a little bit about why I'm always going on about breathing. It really is the most easy, simple, free tool that there's just no harm can come from it. So just give it a go. I really like the fact that a lot of the times it just takes my mind off of whatever else is going on. So yeah, I hope that helps. If you are enjoying these vlogs and podcasts, then if you could do me a massive favour and either like it or share it or leave a comment or something like that, that would be super, because the more that people do that, then it gets shown to other people, because it tells the podcast platform or YouTube that people are actually enjoying the videos, and so they will videos or the podcast, so they will show it to more people. So that would be awesome if you would. Thank you so much, and I hope that you have a great next ride. Take care. Bye.